Welcome to the Quiet Unraveling, where the most terrifying place isn't the dark outside but the darkness within. Original psychological horror stories designed to blur the line between reality and madness. We talk a lot about the monsters we can see, the ones that hide in the dark, the ones that announce themselves with noise and violence and dread. But the most dangerous things are the ones that look exactly like what you love, the ones that learned your habits and your preferences and your name and wear them like a costume so perfect you almost never notice the seams. Tonight's story is called The Heavenly Wife. Get comfortable, turn the lights down, and pay close attention to the people closest to you. Everyone in town said Marcus Hale had the perfect wife. And they were right. Elena was warm and patient and impossibly attentive. She remembered every birthday, every preference, every small detail that most people let slip through the cracks of daily life. She cooked without being asked, spoke without raising her voice, smiled without it ever reaching her eyes. That last part nobody seemed to notice, nobody except Marcus. It started the night he came home late from work and found her standing in the kitchen in complete darkness. Not doing anything, not reaching for a light switch, just standing perfectly still facing the wall with her hands at her sides. He turned the light on. She turned around and smiled. "Dinner is ready," she said. "I was just thinking." He sat down and ate and told himself it was nothing. He started paying attention after that. Small things he had been too comfortable to notice before. The way she never initiated a conversation but always responded perfectly to his. The way she never seemed tired no matter how early she rose or how late she stayed up. The way she never ate, not really. She moved food around her plate with practiced ease, but he realized watching carefully that nothing ever actually passed her lips. He tested it one evening. Watched without appearing to watch. An entire dinner, not one bite. He said nothing. He searched the house while she was in the garden. He didn't know what he was looking for, something concrete. Something that would either explain everything or confirm what he was beginning to suspect without being able to name. He found it in the basement. A journal, old and water-damaged. The handwriting inside belonged to a woman named Clara Whitmore, who had lived in this house 40 years before them. The entries were mundane at first. Domestic observations, weather, grocery lists. Then they became something else. Clara wrote about her husband, about the way he had begun to change after they moved into the house, about the woman he claimed to see standing in the kitchen in the dark, about his insistence that something was wearing his wife's face and doing it almost perfectly. Almost Clara's final entry was 3 words. He was right. Marcus closed the journal and sat in the basement for a long time. Then he heard her footsteps on the stairs. Slow and unhurried, the way she always moved. Like someone who had learned to imitate calm without ever actually feeling it. The basement door opened. She stood at the top of the stairs looking down at him with the journal in his hands and the smile that never reached her eyes. "Dinner's ready," she said. He looked up at her. "Who are you?" he asked. The smile didn't waver. "I am your wife," she said. "I have always been your wife." "Where is Elena?" A pause, just long enough to be wrong. "Elena is happy," she said. "Elena is at peace." Elena didn't appreciate what she had. She tilted her head slightly. "You do though, don't you, Marcus?" It wasn't a question. The neighbors still talk about what a perfect couple Marcus and Elena Hale were, how devoted she was, how lucky he seemed, how he always looked a little tired toward the end, but then don't all husbands eventually? Marcus stopped coming into town about 6 months ago. Elena still does the shopping every week, still remembers every name, still smiles at everyone she meets, still never lets it reach her eyes. Last week she mentioned to the woman at the checkout that her husband sends his regards. The checkout woman asked how Marcus was doing. Elena smiled. "He is at peace," she said. "He is happy." She paused at the door on her way out. He didn't appreciate what she had, and that is where the story ends. But here's what I want you to sit with tonight. Not the thing wearing Elena's face, not the journal in the basement, not even Marcus and whatever peace he has been given against his will. What I want you to think about is something far simpler and far more unsettling. How well do you actually know the people closest to you? Not their name, not their habits. Not the version of them that shows up every day and says the right things and smiles at the right moments. But the thing underneath all of that. The part you never actually see. Because the most terrifying thing about this story isn't that something took Elena's place. It's that nobody noticed. Not the neighbors. Not the checkout woman. Not anyone who saw her every single day. We see what we expect to see. We feel what we want to feel. And sometimes the most dangerous thing in the world is sitting across the dinner table from us, moving food around a plate, and smiling a smile that never quite reaches its eyes. If this story got under your skin, hit that like button, share it with someone you trust or think you trust. Subscribe to The Quiet Unraveling for a brand new original psychological horror story every single week, each one designed to blur the line between reality and madness. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever felt like someone close to you was not quite who you thought they were? I'll see you in the next one. Sleep well.